Hello everybody and welcome back to the HDAB YouTube channel, and today you find me back here in the model railway room, as you can see, to my right, to my left, to my up, to my down, anyway, all around me. We're back with another review today, and it's a locomotive. It's something very simple, in the form of this. So then, today's model is this. A Hornby 040. A simple, run-of-the-mill, basic, toy-like, almost, model. But I'm going to call it a model because it's something that, well, kick-started not just me, but probably a lot of you guys into the hobby. This model, this type of model in particular, got me involved. It was the first thing I ever got, and it's, well, like I said, what kick-started my journey into the hobby. I had a Caledonian Railway blue set, I got it with an oval of track, and it basically just started me into the hobby. It was just like, well, the thing that led to this huge railway to my left. And that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. It's simple, it's classical, and it's also quite memorable to many of you guys as well, probably. And if you've got any comments or stories about the Hornby 040, any of them in the range, drop a comment down below. I'm interested to hear your stories. But with that said, what is this one? Well, this is number R3292. It's a BR Black livery, the 040, and it's the Hornby Collector Club locomotive from 2014. That's, well, a long time ago now. And 2014, isn't that like the time that I received my first model? So again, it's quite like, well, relative, if that's a word, to me and the model railway hobby myself. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about it, really. It's a plain box, but we'll have a closer look at it in a second when I take it down there. So then, here's the box. It's very simple, isn't it? Look, it's just a Hornby box with a graphic of the model inside. This one is, of course, the one that's based on the Caledonian Railway locomotive. There'll be some more information on that after I've looked at it. And the box is very simple. There's the artwork, there's the Hornby logo, that's what it is, OO gauge. And the end of the box, it's R3292 BR Black 040 Hornby Collector Club Loco 2014. There's the barcode. You don't need that unless you're a retailer. The back of the box is, well, usual. Hornby is the registered trademark of the Hornby Hobbies Limited. Hornby Hobbies Limited. Margate, Kent. Yep, that's in big letters at the bottom there, and it's made in China. 0 to 3-year-olds can't have this product. So sad, honestly. And in fact, when I received it, I was, well, what was I? What was I? A human. I was like 6 years old, something like that. So, yes, I was allowed this product then. And then there's some words of wisdom all over the back of the box. The box itself is a little bit beaten up. There's, well, it's seen some stuff. As you can see, it's just teared apart. And I do keep most of the boxes for locomotives that I get in the box, just in case I need to, well, review them like this. Because obviously I didn't buy this model new. I got this model, well, I'm not too sure. A few years ago now, maybe, possibly 2019 did I get it? 2018? I have no idea, but whenever I got it, I was happy with it because it's, well, it's a BR Black livery, and I've got to say, it's quite nice. So, I'll let you see it now. Obviously, I'll not just stop, well, I'll stop waffling, that's what I'm trying to say. We'll just open the end of the box. I like that look with the red and the yellow. That's nice, very Hornby-esque. And we'll sort of pull it out. Hopefully there's no horrible noises. There we go, here it comes. Right, we don't need that. There's a piece of paper. There's nothing on the back of there. That's just the card, so we'll just go. Oh, it's still in the frame. Oops. That was a racket, but we have got some instructions here, so I'll let you see them. What are they? Locomotive operation and maintenance for the 040 locomotive with a HP motor. Is that like HP sauce? Houses of Parliament sauce and brown sauce? On some beans. No, I'm just waffling again. What's this? Oil, routine maintenance, running hint. It's just basic stuff that you need. If you're a beginner, you'll probably never seen this before, but there's a few diagrams, and of course, like, there's some different bodies of this thing, because the Hornby 040 itself is like a classic staple of model railways here in the UK, especially. I don't know about worldwide. Again, if you know, just let me down in the comments below. We don't have to, but whatever.
But it's a staple of like the UK model railway scene, and it's quite well. It's where a lot of people started. We've got the Barclay loco, we've got the Great Western tank, we've got that funny looking thing which is based on some sort of like LMS tank, and we've got the Caledonian tank like this one, which personally I think looks the most realistic out of them all. But in the future I might take a look at the other ones. I've definitely taken a look at the Barclay already, as you saw that last month. I did a little sort of comparison between the Barclay and the super detailed 07 shunter. Well, a rough comparison. I was just telling you about it, but whatever. Anyway, that's about it for the instructions. There's just some notices, safety notices. Television suppression, what's that? It is most important that track and pickup wheels are kept absolutely spotlessly clean. Very interesting. Right. The model. This weird sort of off yellow cream coloured polystyrene. Pretty horrible. It looks very 2014. We have got a detail pack though, which is... I've never taken this out of here. What's in there? We've got some crew. We've got a man sat on the toilet waving, and we've got a man with like a giant plate on his foot shoveling a piece of coal. By the looks of it, yeah, he's shoveling some sort of coal into the fire. So we've got some crew. They're not painted or anything, but at a later date we must have added some crew to this, because in the cab, as you'll be able to see in a moment, if I just take it out of the horrible polystyrene, that was weird, you can see inside we have got crew. Anyway, here's the model in its BR black, and I've got to say something like really deeply in my heart towards this. I love it. It's so nice. It's simple, yes, it's not got much detail, but that's the like charm of it. It's simple, it's well effective, and it got a lot of people, and still does probably, get a lot of people into the hobby. It's just fantastic. And well, in a minute I'll go over some details on the basis of the thing itself, and then we'll get it up close and I'll show you what detail it has to offer. Right, shall we do that?
The Caledonian Railway 264 and 611 classes were 040 saddle tank locomotives designed by Dougal Drummond and built by the Neilson and Company in 1885. Later examples were built at St Rollock's Works under the direction of John F. McIntosh in 1895, 1900, 1902 and 1908, which were the last one was built. The locomotives got the nickname Pug for their sort of cute and little design, and they were sort of everywhere. They were often seen at yards, dockyards and other areas shunting various stock, wagons and freight. So then, here's the beautiful, I'm going to say it, charming Hornby 040 Caledonian tank in black livery. That's like the base description I can give of it, because it doesn't really have a class. It's not a class 56 as the number suggests, that's just what they were numbered in real life. But whatever, it's here, up close and personal, and I'm again going to say this, and I feel criminal saying this because it's such a cheap and nasty model in real terms compared to, like, well, the likes of even the things we reviewed before, like the 07 by Heljan. But it's beautiful, it's fantastic, I love it, it's just brilliant. And I actually own quite a few of these. I've got 4 of the Caledonian ones, I've got 1 of the Great Western tanks, I've got 4, have I got 4? Yeah, I've got 4 of the Barclay shunters, and I've got a Bagley thing, which was featured in the 2024 Christmas special. There's a link to that in the description box down below. Also, there's a link to this product, if I can find one, or some sort of things, an affiliate link in the description box on it. Anyway, the model. Yeah, it's what you expect. It's got nice detail all around, so we'll take a closer look at that in a second. But there's one thing I'd like to mention, and it's just how simple it is. It's simple, but it's effective. I think, should I put that in the thumbnail? Should that be in the thumbnail of the video? Well, if it is, you'll see, won't you? Because you'll have clicked on it. Anyway, it's just simple and effective. It works. I'm looking at this from, well, like a good half a metre away from it, and it just looks right. It's to scale, unlike some of the other ones, like the Barclay and the Bagley Drury shunter, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Some sort of red diesel shunter. It's to scale, whereas the other ones aren't. They're like out of proportion. They're massive, and this is just, it's perfect. Okay, maybe it is slightly larger than the prototype would be if it was scaled down from real to 176 scale, but this, to me, just looks right. So, detail. Starting off at the front then, you can see not much buffer beam detail. There's like hardly anything there. It's painted red, that's nice, that's good to see. And there aren't any sprung buffers on this model. The buffer's in fact just made of plastic, which is to be expected for the starter. It is just a beginner model. Or, as this one is the Club Collector's Edition, I suppose it's just for somebody's shelf or somebody's private collection. But that's not stopping, and that's not like hiding the fact that it's simple. Anyway, moving further down the model then, we've got some like splasher things. They're nicely moulded there inside, and is that a part of the motor that you can see through there? Like I said, it's a simple model, but you wouldn't actually notice there was a part of the motor because it's painted black. It just looks like a bit of detail on the side of the running plate. The good thing about these though, they do actually have a metal running plate, which is great. It makes them heavy. They're quite weighty little things, really. They're weighty, they can pull a lot, and as we'll see later, they're quite good performers. They're, in fact, very good performers, comparing them to other models. Yeah. Underneath, there's some cylinders with the connecting rods going into them. The connecting rods are quite chunky, they're not fine, but then again, they're beginner models. That's like the excuse I'm going to give this, because it's a beginner model. It's not made for like your rivet counting types who say, oh, super fine detail, I'm not buying that. And don't buy it then, I don't care. And they're nicely done, they work, they don't come loose, unlike other models that I've had, such as the Bachmann Standard, which it arrived and it was just broken, but I might show you that in the future. Should I do a review? Maybe I will. Anyway, simple, effective, it works well, that's good. Moving further down towards the cab then, there's some steps there moulded, again quite chunky, but for the crew inside, it's in scale with them. And on the other buffer beam, again, a similar amount of detail to the front one. No chains provided, no like coupling hooks even on it, but it's fine. In terms of couplings then, we've just got the large D-type couplings, again, no NEM pockets on this, but to be honest, 2014, well, quite a lot of models were still being made with this, and Hornby Railway models to this day still use these couplings, and I'm fine with that, I don't mind. I've got a mix of couplings on my railway anyway, a lot of mine are NEM, a lot aren't. It's fine, it just genuinely doesn't bother me. On top of the model then, I'm going to say it, this area shines, and not because of the turned metal safety valves and whistle, that wasn't some cheesy pun, but they are there, and they look quite good. Yeah, they're just nice. It's just like I said, it brings a bit of life to the model. It's just character, it's just detail that doesn't need to be there, but because it's there, it works, and it's fantastic. I love it. The livery, okay, yes, it's black, it's simple, but it's BR black. That's what it is. But the colour that is there, like the cream running number 56011, that's nicely done. Nice printing, no bleeding, no chipping in it. And the British Railways Lion logo, that's done nicely too. No chipping, and the bit of white lining around it is also done very well. In terms of cab detail, there's nothing there. There's just a little bit of moulded detail, but with the crew in, as you can see, they're fitted on this because we did that afterwards. Yeah, it again brings it to life. Okay, yeah, the crew aren't painted, but if you wish to, you can do that at a later date. For me though, doesn't really matter, just brings it to life. And it's just a simple and effective piece of detail that a model doesn't need, but when it's there, it just works and is fantastic. There's no glazing or anything, as you can see, there's just a hole, but again, it's a simple model, it's cheap, it's built to a budget, and they've stuck to it. They've done a great job at detail, and I think it looks fine. So then, we'll take it onto the railway now, and show you something else that's fine. Obviously, I've ran this before, because I've owned it for probably close to 6 years at this point, but after 6 years of running, and even more probably before that, I'll show you how it runs, and then we'll sum up our thoughts, and share with you, do I think it's a good model? And I've got a funny feeling the answer will be yes. So then, here we are on the railway with the wonderful 040 by Hornby in the BR Black livery. And I'm going to say it again, it just looks right. On a little model railway like mine, my railway is not big in comparison to some, again, rivet counters saying, oh, it doesn't look right. Whereas here, on the HCTR, it's just fine, and it's welcome. Everything's welcome here. Anyway, we're not on about being welcome. The most important question of it being on the railway is, does it run? So, in 3, 2, 1, we're going to apply some power. I don't know which way we're going. I think we're probably going to be going forward. We'll see if it runs out of the box, if you will. Obviously, I've had this for like probably 6 years, as I said. But let's go anyway. And it's humming. Oh, and it's moving. Right, it is going backwards. And again, it's noisy, as you can hear. But as it stops on the point, it's a really nice runner. It's really slow, it's quite smooth, as you can see, and it's just good, because these models did actually get an upgrade. Some of the ones I've got are like, well, the nickname Pocket Rocket comes to mind, but some of them just zoom around the track, whereas this one is geared nice and slowly, so you can do this, just nice, slow speed running, and it's nice. It's smooth, and on a nice clean track, like mine is at the minute, it's even better. Obviously, they do pick up from all 4 wheels, so that's fine, so they shouldn't stop. But if you go too slow over point frogs, as it didn't stop, but if you go too slow over the dead zone of points like this with the plastic insulators in the middle, they could stop. You'll see. It isn't at this moment in time. But you know, as soon as I start running it with the train over there, it'll misbehave. Right, can it do a crawl then? That's, we'll see. Right. Obviously they haven't got flywheels, so it did just jump into life, but maybe backwards is probably better. It doesn't go over the point. It does start cogging at this speed, as you can see. But that's probably the slowest we can go with it. With this controller. Obviously it's just a Hornby train set controller, but with a Gauge Master controller, or even if you were to DCC chip one of these, I don't know how easy or hard that'd be, but you could probably have better control. But for me, that's adequate. I like that. Right, we're going to head out of shot. We'll do a bit of point testing, shall we? Right then, here we come to the Junction of Doom, as I've sort of named it. Right, we'll flick the point open. We'll go over first try. Hopefully it doesn't derail. I've got confidence it won't, because it's not got many wheels to derail. Bit of a slowdown on the points, but that's fine. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. Right, I'm going to just go at full speed, and here's an idea of how fast it goes. Yeah, completely fine. Bit of a horrible, nasty squeal as it goes backwards, but well, it's cheap. It's toy-like. But then again, it's adequate. It's good. I like it. And like I said, even at full speed like this, it's not too quick. Okay, yes, it's probably really too fast in real life for a model of this size, but it's geared well. It's geared damn sight better than the original ones. In fact, let me show you. Right, so we've brought the OG Caledonian Railway Pug 040 into the shot, if you will, and this one is a worse runner because it's been bashed, it's been crashed, as it was one of my first locomotives. Right, it already stopped, but in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to show you how quick it is. As you saw then, it just rocketed out of shot. Right, I'm going to go full speed across the points. Did you see that bash? It sort of lifted, it went ooh. But the speed is, well, ridiculous. Oh, as you can see, it's just, well, killed itself on the points. And it has killed itself. Oh no, it's back. It's frankly ridiculous, and it's unnecessary. As you can see, it's just, well, a menace to society. Can a train be that? It would appear so. And it's actually shorted out the entire railway. Right. Anyway, I hope that gave you a sort of rough idea into how quick and fast the old ones compare to these. As you can see, it's lovely and smooth. It doesn't just, well, bounce off the track and end up the opposite way across the track. But whatever, that's fine. But for now though, we're going to couple it up to a train. We'll test the couplings because, well, it should be fine. We'll couple up some Hornby rolling stock, some appropriate Hornby rolling stock, and we'll just run it, because that's what trains are meant to do. Right, let's go. Then here we are next to some rolling stock, and we'll bring in the 040, and it hasn't actually coupled. That's not the best. Okay, yes, the coupling on this other piece of rolling stock does sag quite heavily, but with a bit of force and a bit of a ram, as you can see, it's coupled fine. So we'll just push it back there so you can see the locomotive, and then I'll run it past and show you what it's holding. Right, let's go. We'll go at this sort of speed. So it's holding a Palethorpe's sausage wagon, a red teak coach, and a red and cream teak coach. Right, enjoy the running session. So then, the Hornby 040 in BR Black all ran, and it performs beautifully, just like it looks. It's charming, it's perfect, and it's all round a fantastic model. Yes, it may lack like separately fitted detail, and it may be chunky, and it may be clunky for that matter, but that's the charm of it. It's simple, it's designed to be simple, it's designed to be basic, and yeah, basically, that's what I've got to say about it. And is it a good model, to answer my question? Yes, it's great. It's not just good, it's great. It's got fantastic play value, it looks good, it's got an adequate amount of detail to say, just like those shiny turned metal pieces on top. They look brilliant, and other things obviously. And it can stand a beating. Well, like I said, my other one is, well, how old is it now? Probably over 10 years old. Well, it is over 10 years old. And it still runs, okay, yes, it might be beaten up, it might be chipped off it, it might be bent, it might be crooked, but it still runs, and that's brilliant. Some models, like the one to the right, if you bash that about, if you smashed it, which I wouldn't advise, I won't be doing myself, they won't run, they'll break, bits will fall off them, and they'll lose, well, their charm. Obviously each model carries its own sort of charm around it, they've got different things that impress, different things that don't impress. But every model that I've looked at has had its own charm, and certainly the two in shot right now, they do. And the one in front of you, as I speak about and in this review, has a fantastic charm. And that's brilliant. So, should you buy it? Yes. Like I said, there's a link to the product in the description box below, right down there. If you want to, you can comment about how you, or what your experiences are with these locos. Have you got any memories? Have you got any, like, well, experiences, basically? And certainly I have, and hopefully this video has reflected that. So then, I'll leave this running, and I'll set it off, and I hope you enjoyed. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. And it didn't perform perform bad either in the video, like I said. Outstanding.